Great field, yes. That is the specialty jersey given out here tonight for 3,500 fans who originally got that ticket. It was so popular when they put it out there originally that it was just supposed to be for the hat, that they expanded it. Everyone now 40,000 hats given out. And if you got that original specialty ticket, you got that jersey as well. There is going to be so much energy and juice in the ballpark tonight.
Well, the jerseys are absolutely beautiful, and we have one up here. It's gorgeous. The folks that were able to get them are going to put that away most likely. I'm not sure how much they're going to wear it, but it's a great keepsake, as is the miter.
Look at this scene. I mean, this is the kind of season the White Sox are having. You can call it divine intervention, call it what you will. Everyone is having fun with the type of year this team is having.
Well, there's not many games left, but if anybody told you the Sox would be where they are, which is 3.5 games in first place as we head into just about the third week of August, you would say, well, I'm not sure exactly how much you've been drinking, but that's exactly where the team finds themselves. They play hard. It's a tough team, and they're sending their big guy to the mound. And Sean Burke has been magnificent.
Bring him out. Bring him out. Sean Burke takes the ball, especially at home. We talked about it in the open. He has been so good for this team.
Well, he's thrown a lot of strikes, and he's getting ahead of most of the hitters, and he's got a different lineup because more times than not, you're going to find 6 or 7 left-handers for a right-handed starter. Not so with the Cincinnati Reds. They start 6 right-hand hitters, and that should mean that knuckle curveball should be that much better here tonight.
Veteran manager Terry Francona in his second season at the helm for the Reds. They had a really good start to the season. Then in May, they lost first place in the division. They're trying to play catch-up ever since.
Well, like most teams, they have a lot of injuries, and we'll take a look at the lineup.
Elly De La Cruz, he is their star, leads things off at shortstop. Sal Stewart at first. Bleday, Stevenson, and Eugenio Suarez DHing. Rodriguez, Myers, McClains, and Brian Hayes gets the start at third.
There is a look at Sean Burke on for his 20th start, 24th appearance. As you can see, the ERA a tick over 3. A lot of strikeouts, very few walks. Hard hit rate is great at 36.6. All things considered, it's turned into a beautiful night for baseball. And with the day off yesterday, the boys are pretty excited. So this is how he's going to use his stuff. That four-seam fastball at 38%, backed up by the knuckle curve at 21%. Then you see the slider, the sinker. Don't look for many cutters, although that's gotten better. And the changeup just occasionally. Let's take a look at the defense, and this is how Will puts them out there tonight with Randall, Brenton, and Braden in the outfield left to right. Miguel, Luis Angel, Sam, and Munataka in the infield. Edgar Caro's got the plate. We told you about Burke.
All right, here we go. Getting ready to start this 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds as Sean Burke goes through the full windup dealing to Elly De La Cruz. Hits it hard and right at Murakami, who keeps it himself. 1 pitch, 1 out. A good start here for the White Sox.
The weather is presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 81 degrees, humidity up there at 74%. That's good for the curveball. The wind, not much of a factor. 0 to 5 miles an hour, right field to left field. So if you get De La Cruz and Stewart out, if you can get by the big 2 at the top, you can handle the Cincinnati ball club.
So Burke, his first pitch here to Stewart with 25 home runs on the season.
And there is a look at Roberto Ortiz. Calls strikes within 5% of major league average to all zones. I love consistency in an umpire.
We all like that, right?
Yep.
Well, you talked about trying to keep De La Cruz and Stewart down. This is a Reds team that was just swept in a series against the Nationals. The 2 of them at the top of the order hit a combined 3 for 22, and the offense really didn't get it going.
No, when they're not doing it, it's usually not getting done. And Stewart has a chance at Rookie of the Year. He's driven in 87 runs. That's a lot of runs. The way Stewart went after that knuckle curveball, I would think another one would be forthcoming.
After the shoulder shrug, the 1-2 pitch from Burke. And the fastball. Plenty of juice gets it by him, out number 2.
thing about Sean Burke is that fastball, and that's a four-seamer, it's only 94 miles an hour, but because of his extension and because of the little pop he has at the end, he gets a little late life on it. So there's a lot of pitchers can't throw at 94, 95 in this league these days. Burke is not one of them, and that's strikeout number 300 for Sean Burke.
Ever since he's really dialed in that fastball command, the strikeouts have been elevated since that outing June 18th in New York against the Yankees.
Want to make sure with Bleday that you keep the ball away. He can lose him if you get it middle in.
This one is popped up as Vargas comes in on the mound, makes the catch. A nice 1-2-3 first inning for Sean Burke. Sox backs coming up when we come back.
At Ace, however.
Take a look at the starting lineup with a lefty on the mound. Brenton Doyle will lead things off in center field, followed by Munetaka Murakami. Miguel Vargas the start at third base. Randall Grichuk, who's been swinging a hot bat, he gets the start in left field. Both Montgomerys back-to-back. It's Braden, then Colson DHing Edgar Carabar on the plate. Antonacci and Luis Angel Acuna the start at short.
And there's a look at Nick Lodolo on for his 13th start. The ERA above 4.5. Opponent's OPS at 811, so that's not real good. And we'll have to see how that blister plays itself out here tonight, and we'll tell you exactly why he got it.
Brenton Doyle swings out the first pitch. Deep to left center, and is gone! His first home run in a White Sox uniform since being acquired at the deadline from the Rockies. And now that he's healthy, he is going to make an impact here in Chicago.
Well, he's a big, strong guy who can really run, and the Sox are very happy to have him. That's our Lexus Experience Amazing Home Run Replay. It's a first ball fastball and a no-doubt line drive to left center field. Great way to start it off.
Well, that's how you greet a pitcher coming back from the injured list. And how about that? The Popat making an appearance in the White Sox dugout.
For Lodolo, he was throwing his slider without putting either of his fingers on a seam. It was on the smooth part of the baseball, which is something that you don't really do when you're trying to spin the ball. For whatever reason, he felt comfortable doing it, and that raised the blister.
There it is, Meidroth. The home run celebration now for the White Sox. Can you sense this team likes to have a good time?
Oh, this team, they root for one another like no other team that I've seen in a long time. Even guys competing for the same job, trying to get everybody on the same page.
Brenton Doyle, just his second home run of the season, and you know that's got to feel good for him. This is really the first year that he has been banged up in his career, wanting to make an impact here for the White Sox.
Also, it's the first team that he's ever come to, because he spent his entire career with the Rockies. The first team he's ever come to that actually is in the midst of a pennant race, and that will add a little juice to your day.
2-2 the count here to Murakami. As the sinker missing outside, the count is now full. Munetaka Murakami, since coming back from the injured list, 25-game on base streak.
That wind is starting to pick up, blowing toward left field, and if you hit the ball in the air to left or left center, it's going to go tonight.
Three-two pitch to Murakami. Hits that one hard off the mound as De La Cruz, positioned up the middle, will make the play for out number one.
Let's take a look at the defense, and now Terry Francona puts them out there with Bleday, Myers, and Rodriguez in the outfield left to right. Then it's Hayes, De La Cruz, McLean, and Stewart in the infield. Tyler Stevenson, who they didn't trade at the deadline, although a lot of people thought they would. He's behind the plate. And Nick Lodolo, we told you about him. He's on the hill, and that is the star of this Reds team, and that is a future Hall of Fame manager in Terry Francona.
There's the curveball that drops in for Lodolo. Strike one to Miguel Vargas. 24 home runs on the season, a career high for him. We talked about Lodolo and that index finger. It's actually the 4th time in his career that he's gone to the injured list trying to manage that blister on his pitching hand.
Well, the way to manage it is to hold that just like everybody else who spins it holds it, which is put your fingers on a seam, and then you put actually more pressure on the middle finger than the index finger, because he used the type of grip that pitchers will use when they throw what's called a dry spitter, which is actually you're pushing it out and the ball will sink.
On the ground to De La Cruz at short. As Vargas running hard, but they do get him by a step.
Serves a little notice to the Cincinnati infield, if they didn't know it beforehand, that it doesn't matter who's going to hit the baseball, but they're going to run as hard as they can to first base. That puts a little more pressure on the infield, and you're more likely to make a mistake than if a guy just takes his time and leisurely strolls down to first.
Vargas certainly setting the tone here tonight as Randal Grichuk steps in with 2 outs. Brought over after the Yankees released him earlier this season to be able to hit in situations like this off left-handed pitching. There's De La Cruz from the grass, just shows off the arm. Brenton Doyle, a leadoff shot for the White Sox. Why they acquired him at the deadline, and it's a 1-0 lead after the first.
Hey, you little milk guzzler.
It's time for the lines to watch, presented by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We take the odds on Sean Burke's strikeout total tonight. Another high one, 7.5.
Yeah, you're not going to find too many pitchers that have an over under 7.5, but Burke has been that good, and I'll take the over with him, as I usually do, and he usually goes over.
Sean Burke already with a strikeout in the first inning, just 7 pitches to face 3 batters as we start this second. Tyler Stevenson, the catcher, missing that slider. That was an issue for Burke his last outing. That was in Boston on Wednesday. He said he just did not have command of any of his breaking balls, whether that be that curveball or the slider we just saw.
And the way the Red Sox have played of recent vintage, although they've lost a couple now, but you can't afford to have one of your big weapons not working.
Gave up 2 runs, 5 hits over 4 1/3. He said he was really just pitching off his 4-seam, his 2-seam, and his cutter to try to navigate that tough lineup.
Problem is, it's all power pitches, so you got nothing to take guys off your velocity. If you're going to use all those pitches, and they're all pretty much the same as far as how hard you're going to throw them, you can't fool anybody and have them out front of anything. That's one of the big reasons why guys do change speeds.
It also says a lot about where he is and definitely how he's developed as a pitcher. We talk about all the time how you're never going to have your best stuff all the time this season, but still be able to get through and only give up 2 runs against a red-hot Red Sox team.
Well, it helps to have close to overwhelming stuff, and he's gotten to that point.
Count now runs full here to the catcher Stevenson. Burke, a big guy, 6'6", 240. And the slider working early. Strikeout number 2. Let's go to Brooke for a scoop from the clubhouse.
Well, John, no Chase Meidroth in the lineup here tonight as he's still dealing with some left wrist discomfort. Remember, we didn't see him on Sunday. They were hoping that giving the off day yesterday, he would be good to go today. But after talking with trainers and doctors, they felt like giving him an extra day's rest would be good for him, especially with this tough stretch coming up. Now, this is something that's been lingering for a minute now, but he does have a brace on that wrist to take the pressure off the tendon and just hold it in place. Also important to note that Davis Martin, he will start on Thursday. We only saw him for an inning on Sunday due to the rain delay. Will said that, yeah, it will throw off his routine a little bit, but he's a pro. He'll figure it out, and he's ready for him to get back on the mound and have a good game on Thursday, guys.
Only pitched an inning before the skies opened up and did not come back out after an over 2-hour rain delay.
That might be a really good break for him because he's going to be very strong on Thursday. Now he needs the weatherman to cooperate. We're supposed to get some rain.
You're saying more rain for Davis Martin?
I am saying that. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now we'll have to see if maybe it can either come earlier or later because Cincinnati's not coming back to town anytime soon.
This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. And the White Sox already have a makeup game against the Braves as part of this stretch of 16 straight games without a day off. There's the giveaway tonight. The Pope hat, 40,000 of them made. And just a filthy curveball, but that one's going to get away. So a strikeout that will allow Rodriguez to reach.
We'll take another look. Good break on this. And instead of angling his body, Edgar is kind of straight up. If you angle your body, you might be able to get that in the middle and then it rolls out in front of you. But unfortunately, that one rolled away. So it'll be the third strikeout of the night, but that one winds up at first base.
So the first time Burke has to work out of the stretch tonight. Facing the center fielder, Dane Myers. On the ground to Acuna. He will flip to second for the force. 3 punch outs already for Sean Burke.
Never miss a moment of White Sox baseball with the CHSN app. Whether you're at home or on the go, stream the Sox live. Watch full game replays, highlights, and more. Available on up to 3 devices. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
The Montgomerys will hit back-to-back to start this bottom of the second with Braden Montgomery leading off. Ooh, that one looks a little different. That's a custom-made Pope hat there.
Yes, that one was not a giveaway any place in this neighborhood anyway.
We've seen a lot of creativity coming into the ballpark here tonight as a lot of people had tonight's date circled on the calendar. Got to give a lot of credit to Mike Downey. Came up with this idea for the Pope hat in the marketing department. And it became so popular that everyone with a ticket tonight getting one to go home with.
They even sold out standing room only. So this is going to be some crowd. As you would expect, it's a little late arriving because of the volume of people who are here.
Also the weather. Were you affected by the tornado warnings and the storms coming through Chicago today?
I was watching, tracking them, and very happy that it didn't hit anywhere near.
So Braden Montgomery goes down swinging. That's how we start this bottom of the second.
Pretty good straight change by Lodolo.
Those warnings were so severe. I got friends in town staying at a hotel, and the hotel employees actually came around, knocked on everyone's door and said, you must leave your room and go downstairs to safety just as a precaution as those storms were whipping through the Chicago area fast.
This has been one of the stormiest summers that I can remember. And there's been a lot of damage in the Chicagoland area as well as a lot of other places around the Midwest. So we hope that everybody who's watching and listening here tonight came away unscathed. But unfortunately, there was a lot of downed trees and a lot of neighborhoods that just took a beating with these storms.
Tough curveball by Lodolo. He made one rehab start through 65 pitches. So the question is, will he be on a pitch count here tonight?
I think he should be fine. I mean, they would certainly like to get him in the neighborhood of 90, maybe in excess of that.
Oh, perfect night for that. It is hot. It is muggy. A little rainbow ice cream to cool you down. Colson Montgomery will ground this one to second as McLean makes the play, out number 2.
McLean has been outstanding defensively. And when he first came to the major leagues, it looked like he was going to be a top-level star, but had a few injuries, which has slowed him down somewhat. He's going to be leading off the 3rd inning.
First at bat tonight for Edgar Caro. He was recalled from AAA Charlotte Friday to start that series against the Guardians. That's because Joey Bart broke his hand in Boston. So Edgar Caro will get a lot of playing time here with the White Sox. That series against the Guardians, such a huge moment for this White Sox team. They trailed the final 2 games Saturday and Sunday by 2-0 before coming back in both of those games to win the series.
I think it showed a lot of the character of this team because they lose the first game.
Edgar Caro sends this one deep to left field. Bleday looking up. It is gone. A solo home run for Edgar Caro. We talked about him getting more playing time. He's adjusted his swing, and it's paying dividends. White Sox a 2-0 lead here in the second. And look what's waiting for him.
We'll take another look at it. This looked like a changeup, and it's a good pitch. But when you throw a changeup and the hitter does not move his hands, you've got a problem because he was able to read it, and that's what Edgar did. He never moved his hands. He made good solid contact, and it's 2-0 Sox. He just leans back and is not fooled by the change at all.
White Sox staff really excited about the place that Edgar Caro is in, not just offensively because we can see his swing and his timing is better, but also just the way he prepares for games, receiving pitches behind the plate. They just like the fact that he went down and made those adjustments.
Well, the one thing that everybody realizes here especially is that he's still very young.
Antonacci goes down swinging, but Edgar Caro, a solo shot, his 3rd of the season. And the White Sox jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Maybe it's the Pope hat.
This copyrighted telecast.
Welcome back. Top of the 3rd. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. White Sox a 2-0 lead, and it is Pope Mania here in Chicago. As you see the sign saying "Hi Pope Leo." It is 2:10 a.m. currently in Vatican City. So I don't know that he's up watching this one live, but I'm sure he always checks in. He said he is dialed in on the White Sox this year.
Pretty amazing night at the park. Something that you didn't ever expect to see. And here it is.
Eight, 9-1 in the Reds order coming up to the plate. A 2-0 count here to the second baseman, Matt McLain. Slider's been one of the best pitches so far tonight for Burke.
Anything breaking is going to be affected by higher humidity, and because humidity is up over 70%, both the knuckle curve and the slider are going to break a little more sharply and a little bigger than they normally would without the humidity.
Is that something you have to account for, or you just play the bigger break on a night like tonight?
No, I mean, you know exactly when you warm up in the bullpen, you're going to be able to tell that you get a little extra break on whatever pitches that you have. And so it's just a question of knowing you're going to be able to throw a strike with it. That's a confidence that every starting pitcher has to have in his breaking pitches.
Out of town scoreboard. Tigers leading Cleveland 4-1, and Minnesota trailing Baltimore 2-0.
Hard to figure out who to root for in that game. You just want them to go 20 innings tied at 1.
Up the middle, it is Acuna moving to his left. He's showing off the footwork. He has been really good at short this season, as McLain is retired to start this third. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Colson, it's important to put the work in, isn't it?
Absolutely. Practicing early, staying late helps me stay locked in.
And if you've been injured, my team is here to help you. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
White Sox enter play tonight with a 3.5 game lead in the Central over Minnesota and Detroit, and a 4-game lead over Cleveland. Brian Hayes, bottom of the order.
And the one column you pay attention to is the loss column, because when you are behind or ahead by a small margin in the win column, you get to win more games as you play more. But once you lost a game, you can never get it back again. So that's the important column. Right now the Sox with 56 losses, the Twins with 61, the Tigers with 60, and the Guardians with 61. So you're looking at pretty nice advantage to this point.
But when you talk to Will Venable about the upcoming schedule, he always says we're going to focus on the game at hand and the series at hand, which is against this Reds team. And you talked about you don't want to have any letdown. We were coming on the air in the open.
Yeah, I think, this could be viewed as a trap series, but it appears that the guys have gone out as they've done all year. You're going to play them one at a time because the only game you have is today's game. So you can take a look at what's down the road and understand that you're playing 16 straight. But that's a monumental task. It's too much to conceive of. 16 straight games. You don't know how your body's going to feel. So if you play them one at a time, you're going to feel pretty good, and you maintain the intensity that you're going to have to maintain with something like 45 games left.
Tell you what, my body does not feel great. We had a charity golf outing yesterday at Midlothian Country Club. My back is feeling it.
I would have loved to have been there, but I understand it was really breezy, cool. It was like 40 degrees, something like that.
Yeah, the opposite of that, actually. Fly ball in the right field as Braden Montgomery with the grab, out number 2 here in this third inning. I'll tell you what, the first 5 holes, it was really pleasant. It was cloudy, overcast. As soon as the sun came out in Chicago, the heat and that humidity, oof. The lineup now turns over, and Ellie De La Cruz grounded out on the first pitch he saw.
This ballpark is very similar to the Cincinnati Park in that they're both, and have been, both hitters' ballparks.
On Friday in that series against the Nationals, De La Cruz hit his 20th home run of the season. That became the third Red in history to go 20-20. That means 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and now 3 straight seasons.
The Reds were always known, even back before the Big Red Machine, they were known as a team that could hit. They didn't run very well. De La Cruz is one of those guys that can run very well. And they've got themselves quite a manager in Terry Francona. Sox have seen a lot of him when he was with the Guardians all those years.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The other 2 Reds to do that, Brandon Phillips had 3 straight seasons, and Eric Davis 5 straight years of minimum 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases.
Eric Davis was some player.
Nasty curveball as Sean Burke picks up his 4th strikeout of the night. When we come back, the Japanese sensation Munetaka Murakami, he is due up 3rd as the White Sox have a 2-0 lead.
Follow our White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Pope Hat giveaway night as the fans excited to all get their pictures. We've seen a couple of solo home runs tonight as Acuna attacks the first pitch. Will ground this one to Hayes. 1 down as we start this home half of the 3rd.
You know, over 162, everything you are as a player, everything you are as a team comes out. You can't really hide anything. And one of the things in spring training we didn't know, and the reason we didn't know it is that Acuna played a lot of center field in spring training, was how good a shortstop he is. He's got great range, a very strong arm, and he's accurate with it. And he's done a great job when he spells Montgomery at short.
What a luxury it is to put him in there defensively and know that there's no drop off.
No, he's been just wonderful. Great range and a very strong and accurate arm.
Doyle, a tapper, back to the mound. Lodolo fields as he is thrown out for out number 2.
We'll take a look at the McLean ground ball. Coasting to his left. Then he has enough time to plant his feet, make a good solid throw across, and get him by plenty at first base.
Murakami is 0 for 1 tonight. A ground out to short his first time up. His on-base streak is tied with Stephen Kwan for the longest active in Major League Baseball right now. And at 25 games, it is the longest streaks for the White Sox since Jose Abreu had 27 in 2022. Anytime Murakami comes up, the phones come out to try to capture a moment. Big swing there, but the changeup had him out in front.
That was a good change, and Monet could not read it.
Already with 26 home runs. Imagine if he hadn't missed that 6 weeks with the hamstring strain.
Well, I was thinking at the time, before he got hurt, that he was probably going to hit in the neighborhood of 50 home runs. And you knew he was going to be well over 100 runs batted in.
3-2 to Murakami. Swings through that high sinker, strike 3. White Sox go down in order to close out this third.
Calling all doers.
Welcome back. We take a look at Sean Burke, the improvements he's made from last year to this year. And Steve, when you look at his arsenal, he's added the cutter this year, throwing his four-seamer a little less, and really the sinker, that two-seamer, he's really upped the usage this year.
Well, I also believe, John, that it's a great deal of confidence he's pitching with, and I think that makes a huge difference. The cutter also makes a big difference because you can't read it, and his fastball is so good that guys, they're thinking they see the fastball. Just about the time they go get it, it moves about 3 inches off the sweet spot of the bat. And that's why the cutter was invented originally. But what happened to pitchers, especially in the last 15 years, they were all looking for depth on their slider. And the cutter kind of went away. Now the cutter is coming back. Pitchers are starting to realize it's a very good pitch.
Big hop to Acuna at short, fires it over. And Stewart is retired to start this 4th inning. Well, for Cincinnati, they've got their 3 musketeers. 3 guys who are already over 20 home runs this season.
They've got some pop in this lineup, and it's also a great place to play 81 games a year, because that is a launching pad in Cincinnati.
There they are, the top 3 in the batting order, with J.J. Bleday now stepping in. Coming into play tonight, the Reds 5th in Major League Baseball with 154 home runs hit.
Actually, it hit more than the Sox, which is somewhat surprising.
And 49% of their runs have been scored via the home run. That is tied for 2nd most in Major League Baseball, with the Yankees only trailing the Mariners just over 50% of their runs scored. He sends this one in the air, and Doyle drifting back as he makes the catch on the warning track, out number 2. I'm getting hungry. Let's go for some home cooking. Brooke, what do you got tonight?
All right, guys. Well, tonight we're talking about the bulgogi beef egg rolls, and you can get it at the club level. The in-seat menu is what it's a part of, and let me tell you, it has some homemade Korean-style barbecue sauce. We got kimchi, aioli, crispy rice noodles. It is really good, and I am here with Lou, Annie, and their kids, Tommy and Grace. Guys, I tried it before the game, and I can assure you it's really good. So how about you guys give it a try here?
Brooke, I'm
Tommy,
a huge
what do you
fan
think?
of kimchi, I got to tell you.
Really good. Very good. All right, we got the stamp of approval, guys. Let me tell you, if you're a cheeseburger fan, it kind of reminds me of that. Come and get it when you can. I believe we're at the end of the inning here. We're going to take it to break, and we'll be right back.
At Auto Owner.
Bottom of the 4th we go. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law Firm. Solo shot from Bretton Doyle, and another solo shot from Edgar Caro. All the scoring tonight here as the White Sox a 2-0 lead. White Sox have been taking some big swings off Nick Lodolo, the starter. Former 7th overall pick in 2019 out of TCU. And one of his best seasons last year, set a single season career high in starts, innings pitched, strikeouts, and ERA. As Miguel Vargas takes him deep to left field, back it goes! Get out! 3rd home run of the night launched by the White Sox. It's now 3-0 as Miguel Vargas becomes the 3rd White Sox hitter to reach 25 home runs this season.
Miguel's now driven in 68 runs. So 3 bombs in the first 3+ innings have the Sox on top by, you guessed it, 3. We'll take another look. And this is a fastball, and it's right down the middle. You're not going to get this by Vargas too often.
Well, you're wondering what kind of intensity the White Sox would bring tonight, coming off the Guardians series, a day off yesterday. There has been no let up tonight.
What certainly helps is there's an overall team feeling when you send one of your aces or your ace to the mound. You feel like you're not going to need that many runs to win that game. And with 3 home runs, it's a nice early lead for Sean Burke, who has yet to give up a base hit in this one.
Randall Grichuk sends this one down the line. It's a fair ball. Rattles off the sidewall as Grichuk will trot into second. A double here in the 4th.
This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. That ball is almost on the ground, and Randall goes down and hits a rocket over the head of Hayes. And there's a runner in scoring position.
His 15th double of the season. And a friend in scoring position here for Braden Montgomery.
I like what Braden was trying to do there, because he realized you got to get this ball to the right side. I know it's relatively early in the ball game, and it is a very lively night at the park, but when you have a runner in scoring position and nobody out, you have to find a way to get him to third at the very least after you're at bat.
50th pitch for Lodolo as the sinker missing down. Braden Montgomery, like he so often does, closing his eyes with 2 strikes to visualize how to lock in this at bat. It is 4th home run of his career on Friday in that opening game against the Guardians. Chopper as Grichuk takes off. Hayes with the throw. And Montgomery does his job, advancing the runner to third with 1 out.
Nice instincts on the bases by Grichuk, as he realized on a slow chopper there was no way that Hayes could tag him out. He flashes by, and he's now 90 feet away. That forces the infield to get in at all 4 positions.
Also, Montgomery shaking something out after that swing.
He's shaking his head because he realized he went for a breaking ball that was well off the plate on the first pitch.
Stevenson was ready to fire off a challenge, but it was called a strike.
And Colson was not arguing about it. That one did have a good piece of the corner.
Grichuk on at third with 1 out. The 0-2 to Montgomery. So nothing but breaking balls here in this at bat. So the OPS this season for Colson Montgomery, he is proving he is an everyday player.
Nice that he was able to stay alive on that fastball upstairs. That's where a lot of teams go against him, and he kept the at bat alive. It was a high fastball, but it was in the zone.
Two. Montgomery with a ground out to second, his first time up. That's that sinker just missing him. Stevenson will challenge. ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Goes off the plate. Cincinnati down to one challenge.
With Edgar Carroll hitting a home run in his first at bat, waiting on deck. Here's a 3-2. And got him swinging out number 2.
There you see the curve, and it sweeps well off the plate.
Three home runs now for Edgar Carroll. Imagine if he starts to get hot, what that would add to this lineup.
Well, being a switch hitter certainly would help.
Generous call there. 0-2. Randall Grichuk with a double. Now on third with 2 outs.
Nice job of staying alive on that straight change. He had to reach out, make sure he got just a little piece of it.
Two pitch to Carroll. Oh, and that one's going to hit him.
Tries to run that fastball in on his hands, and hopefully that got more of the pad than it did of Edgar.
Usually it's this man at the plate getting plunked, Sam Antonacci. But now he's got a chance to stretch this lead. This next pitch by Lodolo will be 65. That will match the number of pitches he threw in his rehab start.
Big workload here in the 4th inning. Sox are trying to make it a little bit bigger than that 24 pitches.
Yeah, Tanachi not biting on that curveball, ball 2. As he went down swinging his first time up in the 2nd.
And up and going for Cincinnati.
And Tanachi, this one slicing away from Myers, and it's going to drop. 1 run will score. Caro to 3rd, and Tanachi safe at 2nd. And the White Sox take a 4-0 lead here in this 4th inning.
Doesn't get a whole lot of it, but doesn't have to. Myers can't get to it. And Edgar Caro trying to put a little pressure on him by heading to 3rd base. Myers able to knock it down. This turns out to be a pretty good play because it didn't get by him. He got it to the best arm in the infield, De La Cruz, who could not get it to 2nd base in time. And that is a double and a run batted in for Antonacci.
That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Luis Angel Acuna. He grounded out to 3rd his first time up.
That's going to do a pretty good job of enhancing the daylight between themselves and Cincinnati with a base hit here.
Five hits tonight for the White Sox, putting up 4 runs. Capacity crowd here on this Tuesday night. Well, the White Sox put up 2, and it was started with a bang here in the 4th. Miguel Vargas hitting his 25th home run of the season. Oh, the Pope hat looks good on him. White Sox a 4-0 lead after 4.
Raise the bar.
Welcome back. Top half of the 5th. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. Standing room only tonight for the Pope hat giveaway. I don't know. It seems like it's working. 3 home runs already launched. And a 4-0 lead for Sean Burke on the mound. What have you thought about his first 4 innings tonight?
Well, I would say with the only base runner being a breaking ball in the dirt, I would say that he's doing pretty well. And whatever he's doing, keep on doing it.
Sinker below the zone, ball 1 to Eugenio Suarez. He hit 2 home runs over the weekend against the Nationals. He's now 5 shy of matching Ken Griffey Jr. for 9th all-time on the Reds home run list. And he sends this one deep into left field, and it is gone. This is what the Reds do. Suarez, the first hit of the night. Sox lead cut to 4-1.
17-44 on the power numbers, and Suarez got a hold of a high fastball and rode it out of the park. This is not even a strike, and he goes up and gets it. Sean Burke knows it's gone and it left the bat.
This one popped up down the line. Racing is Antonacci, but he will not get there with the slide.
Detroit leading 6-2. That game in the bottom of the 7th. And they're in Detroit.
Did we decide who we're rooting for in that game yet?
At least for tonight, it would be nice if the Guardians could come back.
Rodriguez did go around there. Alex McKay on the call at third. A defensive swing there as Rodriguez able to foul off that curveball. That's why hitting is so hard in the big leagues right now. We got a guy like Sean Burke with 6 different pitches in his arsenal. Wipeout curveball as Carroll throws down to first to complete the strikeout. It's time now for a message from auto owners.
We customize your policy, so when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
Both of these pitchers now have 5 strikeouts.
And a very low pitch count, just 52 pitches with 1 out in this 5th inning.
Very economical because he's thrown a lot of strikes, pouring in strike 1 consistently. As you can see in the 3rd, 18 pitches. Other than that, 2 innings of 7 pitches, the 1st and the 4th.
Oof. First fastball at 94, this one at 96 as he throws it by Myers, strike 2. Fly ball to right as Montgomery backing up at the warning track. That's where he will make the grab at out number 2.
Turned into a beautiful night in Chicago, especially when you think about what happened today here. But all the clouds, all the rain has moved out, leaving behind it beautiful skies.
Turned on the TV around 10:30 this morning, just looking at local news. Every single channel was taken over by weather people doing their thing, making sure everybody was alert and staying safe with the tornado warnings coming through the area. That's going to be one of the toughest jobs, a weather person here in Chicago. How quickly the weather changes here.
Well, the good thing about it is that because it's so unpredictable, you can make a couple of mistakes and it's okay.
Matt McLean grounded out to short his first time up in the 3rd. Well, half swing just to get a piece of that high fastball.
Throw him a couple of fastballs out away. And the pitch that looks like a fastball the most is a cutter or a hard slider. Either one most likely ends the at bat. It's four-seamer. He's leaning on heavily at 41.4%.
Gets McLean to pop this one up. As Acuna, the shortstop, taking over to end this top of the 5th. What a beautiful night here in Chicago. And the White Sox a 4-1 lead over the Reds.
Ta-da!
Welcome back. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. Steve, we take a look at the 3 home runs launched tonight by the White Sox.
Couple hit over 400 feet. Doyle to lead off the ball game. Then Caro on a changeup and Vargas on a fastball. The Sox do have a 3-run lead. Got a new pitcher in the ball game, and it is Luis May, on for the 9th time. This call to the pen is brought to you by Lexus of Merrillville.
Well, we've got the Pope with his White Sox hat on, looking in the background of the first row of the stands. As Doyle pops this one up into right field, Rodriguez underneath, and that's how we start this home half of the 5th.
I'm sure Mooney is going to be very happy to see a right-hander come in the ball game.
Slider starts the at-bat. Strike 1 here to Murakami. A ground out and a strikeout tonight. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Murakami tied with Colson Montgomery with 26 home runs to lead this team. As this one high in the air to center field, Myers at the warning track as it stays in the park for out number 2. Let's go to Brooke.
Well, guys, in case you're wondering what the guys do on their off day, let me present Exhibit A. Miguel posted this yesterday, claiming this was him and Sam at the movies to see The Odyssey, even though they went to actually see Spider-Man. And the guys were having plenty of fun in the comments, but zero in on Sam's response. He said, bro, that ain't even me. So naturally, we had to investigate. We asked Sam today if that was really him. He denied it, said he got a haircut yesterday, hit in the cage, which is true, but he is still sticking to the story that it wasn't him. Guys, Spider-Man never reveals his identity, so I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's really him?
Okay, are we sure that it's Vargas? We know that Vargas is one of them, correct?
Miguel told me that it was him.
Okay.
And he said it's Sam, but Sam's denying it. So I don't know. To me, I think it is actually Sam.
Wait a second. Do we have fingerprints? I mean, you got to check that out. This is really important.
I was scrolling through. I was doing my job, being an investigative reporter, if you will, and I'm feeling pretty confident, guys, in my conclusion. But some of the other beat writers, Scott Merkin, he's not fully convinced that Sam in Spider-Man suit.
Either way, I love the fact that they are hanging out in their off time, right? I mean, because think about it. This is a long season. You get an off day. You only get a few per month. You can spend it any way you want, and they choose to do it with each other.
And hopefully they purchase the Spider-Man costumes, because you never really know when you need one.
I just want to know how they order their popcorn. Is it like extra salt, extra butter, no butter? They're trying to be healthy, right? Like, I feel like a movie theater is kind of like a ballpark. The calories there don't count either.
Oh, it's pretty nice. And you have to be a little careful with the soft drinks, I believe, with those costumes.
Miguel Vargas leans into this one to left center field. It is Myers as he makes the catch, crashing into the wall. Wow.
Myers does that a lot, crashing into the wall. He was a former pitcher that says, I appreciate the fact that I'll go to the wall to get him.
This is our Lerner and Rowe delivery of the game. Injured in Chicago, Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. How about that catch at the wall?
Pretty nice catch, and another foot or so, and that had been the second of the Vargas home runs tonight. When Hayes came into the league with Pittsburgh, he could do just about everything. He's still very good in the field, but that batting average, it's really difficult on him.
Burke thought that one landed.
It had a piece of the plate.
Goes back to it. That one
had the same piece. And Hayes just shaking his head. Both of them appear to be in the same spot. One a ball, one a strike.
In the air to center field as Doyle to his right makes the grab to start this 6th inning. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai.
This is one of the things that Sean Burke has done and done consistently, especially here at home. He's going to go into the 6th or 7th inning just about each and every start. In the last 3 starts covering all of last month, he threw 19 innings.
De La Cruz again attacking the first pitch as Antonacci's throw in time, 2 down. How about this pitch count? 66 pitches for Burke. As to your point, he's just trying to go deeper and deeper into games.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you start throwing strike one to just about everybody, they're not going to take a first pitch because they don't want to be in a hole. So what happens is they start swinging at the first pitch, like we've seen De La Cruz do a couple of times. The more first pitches you swing at, the odds are overwhelming that the 7 guys behind you are going to catch the ball. Consequently, the pitch count is a lot lower.
Since that incredible outing June 18th in New York, where he came in after an opener, he has not given up more than 2 runs in any appearance since.
Now this has been a special year for him. And with it, the confidence is growing with each and every start.
Ground ball through the middle into center field. So Sal Stewart will pick up the Reds' 2nd hit of the ball game. This is a Cincinnati team that went 20-11 to start the season. Entered May a season high 9 games over 500. At that point, they were in first place in the NL Central. But then they ended May just 2 games over 500 and in last place in the Central. Things can switch in a hurry.
However, lately things are getting a whole lot better for them. Post All-Star break, win percentage pretty good.
13-9 since the All-Star break. Cincinnati 6.5 games back for the final wild card spot. Still a long way to go here.
They did, however, do really nothing at the trade deadline. And they have a lot of teams that they're in competition with that got, if not substantially better, certainly got better. Got themselves one of the best managers that we've seen for many years in Terry Francona. Decided to come out of retirement after leaving the Guardians, getting healthy. He was a little bit sick when he was with the Guardians. Decided that he was going to hang him up, and then decided, you know what, I think I'll come back.
Fastball by him as Sean Burke just leans back with it. Another strikeout to close out this top of the 6th. Welcome back. Bottom of the sixth we go. White Sox a 4-1 lead over the Reds. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. Randall Grichuk is 1 for 2 tonight. Ripped a double in the fourth and would come around to score.
May has got that sinker at 98.
Yeah, he is not afraid to fire it. Tons of movement. Oh, 2. And the slider gets the swing and a miss. All right, it's time for some news and notes. We check back in with Brooke.
Well, guys, we're going to start with the Rays, and they had a huge comeback win over the A's, putting up 8 runs in the 8th inning. And how about Jackson Merrill playing hero for the Padres last night, helping them get a win over the Brewers with a go-ahead homer and some added much-needed arms for the Dodgers rotation. Blake Snell, he makes his return from the 60-day IL. He was dealing with an elbow injury. He's going to get his start here tonight, guys.
Just what the Dodgers needed. More weapons.
That's some rotation they have.
Montgomery in the air to center field. That'll be out number 2. Well, we have the official attendance here tonight. 38,113. 9th sellout already this season for the White Sox.
And the fans not only are showing up, but they also are very enthusiastic.
Pope hat over the baseball cap. Colts Montgomery's 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out in the second, a strikeout swinging in the fourth. And a slider will get Colson Montgomery. White Sox go down in order to end this 6th inning.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen, and it's a 4-seam fastball up in the zone, and he throws it right by Blade. He certainly likes that 4-seamer. Only Mizorowski and Schlittler are more effective with it.
People around the league are starting to take notice to what Sean Burke is doing. There was a full breakdown on his mechanics, what he's been doing this season on MLB Network, and it's just impressive to see how he turned things around. And there's just a feeling when he takes the ball, the White Sox have a really good chance to get a win.
I mean, that's every number 1, and Sean Burke has pitched his way into the number 1 on this team. Every time that happens, you get the feeling that if you give up a couple of runs, you're probably going to win the game. Largest increase in strikeout percentage. Sean Burke is right there. Number 4.
And now we're starting to see the velocity increase as he's at pitch 75 tonight. Understanding how to pace himself throughout the ball game.
And no one has moved a muscle in the bullpen yet.
Doyle retreating. As he makes the grab to start this 7th inning. All right, here's the man who took him deep. As we first take a look at the Reds bullpen.
Here's Johnson getting ready to go.
Suarez with a solo home run, his 17th of the season in the 5th inning. And let's see how Burke wants to attack him here. It was a high fastball out of the zone that Suarez turned on, and Burke just knew it immediately. So he's gone to a couple breaking balls, both missing. 2-0 to start this at bat. Had him looking for a fastball there.
That's a pitch that Suarez is not going to be able to handle.
Coming into play tonight in 15 career games here at Wright Field, Suarez with a .500 slug. Hit a home run in this stadium his first week in Major League Baseball back in June 2014. 2-2 from Burke. Here's the payoff. And Suarez takes this one into left field. And it's going to one hop off the wall. Grichuk will now get it back in. And Suarez, a home run, now a double with one out here in the 7th.
Take another look at this breaking ball that stays over the middle of the plate. That one did not break particularly well, and Suarez fortunately didn't get any elevation on it. Otherwise, that's another home run. He hit hard enough.
Even though this lineup only scored 6 runs in their 3-game series against the Nationals getting swept, it's very misleading because they have a ton of power, especially in the top half of their batting order. Reds are trying to get back into the playoff picture. But they have the most difficult remaining schedule, with the opponent's win percentage at .546 coming up for them.
Well, I think the front office pretty much showed you by not doing anything at the trade deadline. By the way, that is a very large miter. The Paul must have started to get that. He must have ordered that last year.
I mean, what did it take to get that custom outfit? Ground ball goes foul. We got Brooke on trying to figure out who was in that Spider-Man costume. Now we're going to have to figure out how you put together a Pope costume for the mascot.
Well, especially when you have a size 14 head.
I'm not even sure New Era can come up with a hat that big.
Fits perfectly, though.
Yeah. It's got the wave down. Burke approaching 90 pitches here tonight. Two. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7.
He's got Rodriguez 3 times, all swinging. And there's the knuckle curveball. He swung well before it was there. And that's 3 Ks.
Dane Myers has already made an incredible play in center field, but he is 0 for 2 so far at the plate.
Oh, I didn't even see you guys there. I'm just hanging out with my guy Leo here, Pope Leo.
It's a good look for you.
Haters will say this is fake.
Oh, no, it's real.
No way. Yeah. Are you kidding?
He's a little shy. He's a little camera shy. Not saying much, but we've been having a great conversation down here.
Looks a little stiff to me tonight. He'll loosen up as things move along.
No one would dare throw anything that way during that interview. One ball, one strike, the count here to Myers. Just missing off the edge. Ball 2.
I'm surprised Myers could check that up. He started to swing at it, then realized it was just a bit off the plate.
You know, Burke wants to finish his night with a punch out here. The over-under was 7.5 tonight. Sitting on 7. 2-2. Got him swinging. Sean Burke let him know. He finishes with 8 strikeouts here tonight, and listen to this ovation. Well, Steve, if they listened to you earlier,
make a lot of money, and you might be able to buy one of those Pope hats.
Holiday.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek, Chicago Southland. The action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
A new Cincinnati pitcher coming to the ball game. It is Pierce Johnson. On for the 39th time. His ERA .481.
Edgar Caro, a solo home run his first time up in the second, hit by a pitch in the 4th. When you face a team like the Reds, who score so many of their runs via the home run, a 3-run lead is not safe here tonight.
Zach Bove talking with the man of the hour, Sean Burke. Ryan Hudson loosening in the pen, and what a year he's had.
Inside corner with the fastball. Strike 2 here to Caro. Certainly looks like Sean Burke found that breaking ball here tonight in Chicago. As Caro swings over the top of that curveball, out number 1. Well, test your luck during every home White Sox game this season with the Sox Split 50-50 raffle. Tickets are on sale until the end of the 9th inning. You can play now at whitesox.com/Sox Split. It is valid for Illinois residents 18 and over. Well, you know it's going to get up there tonight. Over 38,000 in the ballpark. You can get in on the fun at home as well.
Almost $1 a person at this point. I think we can do better than that. Got a ways to go yet.
Let's say we get to at least $50,000 tonight.
Certainly should be doable.
Sam Antonacci, a bouncer to second as McLean makes the play. 2 away here in this bottom of the 7th inning.
That ball hit the seam exactly where the dirt met the grass and flattened out. But McLean, who is a fine defender, stayed right with it and made the play.
Bottom of the order, Luis Angel Acuna. Ground out and a strikeout tonight. But he's been great defensively so far at shortstop. Chopper to the left side, and is Hayes waiting on him. And the White Sox retired in order. We go to the 8th, a 3-run lead. It is time for the Family Fan Cam, brought to you by Malman Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident, they fight like family for you. Well, this was the scene before the game. Lines wrapping around right field. Even though everyone guaranteed to get the giveaway, could not wait to get inside. And it has been fun since we started this thing.
And the sellout crowd here tonight have enjoyed this one to this point. Brian Hudson comes in the game, and he's been outstanding out of the pen. On for the 52nd time, his ERA of 2.72. With a 3-run lead to protect.
Did you ever imagine the start of this season not even just being in first place here in the Central, but a random Tuesday night against the Reds? People will be lined up for hours to pack into this ballpark here. What a scene.
It's a combination of a lot of things. Certainly the Pope hat is a big factor. Also, the fact is that this team has played very well here in Chicago. It's been an exciting team, a grinding team, and a team that has first place not locked up, certainly.
Shattered bat. Vargas charging, but the high throw will pull Murakami off the bag. So McLean will reach to start this 8th inning.
I would think that's probably going to be a base hit. McLean hustling down the line. And Miguel doing everything he can, but can't get it there in time. That will indeed be a base hit.
So a pinch hitter at the plate, Michael Tolia, who was just called up from AAA Louisville today.
Gets some pretty big power.
Fastball from Hudson finds the outer third, strike 1. Playing with his lead on at first.
Tolia is a switch hitter. Grant Taylor loosening in the pen.
Popped up. Antonacci going back. Just cannot make the grab over his shoulder. A good effort there. But it's going to be back-to-back singles to start this 8th inning for the Reds.
A good effort, but now Zach Bove going out, as Hudson will have to face the tying run. De La Cruz, although he hits more from the left side, probably a little bit better hitter from the right side.
De La Cruz 0 for 3 against the starter Sean Burke. Who gave up just 3 hits over 7 innings. What a performance. So a challenge from the Reds. ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
We'll see how high the knees are.
Calls overturned. Cincinnati had 1 challenge reminder.
Apparently high enough.
First and second, nobody out for Elly De La Cruz. Grounds it through the open right side into right field. So McLean will score. They hold the runner at second. And it's now a 4-2 White Sox lead. Still nobody out in this 8th inning.
That'll be at number 55. And that De La Cruz single is going to chase Hudson from the mound. So Grant Taylor is going to come in. He's got some trouble here. Tying runs on base. Nobody out here in the 8th inning.
Merch.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. And Grant Taylor comes on for the 44th time, ERA of 2.28. He's got some problems here in the 8th inning.
First pitch, curveball missing down to Sal Stewart, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Single his last time up in the 6th inning. And an immediate challenge from Stewart. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. And the call is overturned. So Cincinnati still has a challenge remaining tonight. Grant Taylor looking to pick up the first out in this 8th inning.
Marinaccio and Antone warming up in the bullpen for the Reds.
2-2 the count to Stewart. Lifts this one in the air to right field. Braden Montgomery with the grab. Both runners will tag. The throw to second. There's the speed of De La Cruz as they will both advance out number one.
Braden made a good solid throw, was just a bit off the mark. But you're not going to try to throw through. De La Cruz thought he had a very good chance to make this. And make it he did.
Still just 24 years old in his 4th big league season.
A world of talent.
Late swing by Blade. As one of the guards goes flying and he says, you know what, I don't need that this at bat.
I've been guarded enough tonight. We'll throw that out and see what we can do.
Snap throw, and a nice job by Vargas to keep his body in front of that one. Every time I see that throw now, I get flashbacks to that Yankees series when the Yankees catcher threw that one into left field. Critical point in this game as the Reds have the tying run on at second base. Fastball missing down, ball 3. And a curveball missing, ball 4. Bases are now loaded. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 3 tonight. As Edgar Caro telling Taylor just relax on the mound.
We're with the bases loaded for Stevenson has been pretty good.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And the Reds successful again.
Close overturn Cincinnati I 1 challenge reminder.
That's a big reversal. 1-1 and 2-0.
Sinker at 99 catches the corner, strike 1.
Stevenson's only grounded in 5 double plays this year. More times than not he hits the ball in the air, but this would be a great time for another.
Sinker's been working from Taylor. Fans getting into it here in this 8th inning. Fly ball down the right field line. Montgomery chasing, but this one slicing out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball. That one is lined into right field. De La Cruz will be waved in. 1 will score. Throw is cut off to second, and they got the runner for out number 2. But both runs come in, and we are now tied at 4 here in the 8th.
That was a breaking ball out over the plate, and Stevenson, driving in runs 34 and 35, took it to right field. Curveball didn't break a whole lot. Stevenson taking it on the line to right. And then a really good cutoff throw and throwing behind Bleday at second base. Some real bad base running here.
Suarez fouls that fastball straight back as you take a look at this throw behind Bleday at second.
He's got him before the hand got there, and Alan Porter on the call.
That's why you hit the cutoff man.
That's it.
When you got De La Cruz running, you know you can't really get him at the plate. Oh, 2 from Taylor. As the breaking ball missing down. This will be his 20th pitch of this inning. Well, the Reds put up 3 runs to tie it. Popped up and to right center field as Doyle makes the catch. A new ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
When Panera does best.
Chicago White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Tonight we pay tribute to Chaplain Shane Withrow of the United States Army.
That was tonight's GovX hero of the game. As we start this bottom of the 8th, tied at 4, and a new pitcher on the mound.
TJ Antone out for the 38th time, his ERA below 3. Andrew Benintendi is going to come on to pinch hit.
Benintendi sends this one to right, but that's where it will get caught as Rodriguez the catch to start this bottom of the 8th. Just didn't quite catch it. Benintendi gave it a ride as we have some defensive replacements. Michael Tolia, who came in the game to pinch hit, stays into first as Sal Stewart moves from first to third. Taka Murakami looking to extend his on-base streak. He is currently 0 for 3 tonight. 1-1 pitch. Murakami drills this one to right field. He's digging for 2. Rodriguez his throw off his back foot as Murakami a 1-out double.
Now that's the way to keep that on-base streak alive. Put the go-ahead run in scoring position as Mooney gets a breaking ball, and this one doesn't do much. Stays in the middle of the plate, and he drives it into right field.
So it is now 26 games in a row that he has reached. That matches Stephen Kwan, who got on base tonight. So they both lead Major League Baseball. Miguel Vargas 1 for 3 tonight. A solo home run in the 4th inning. As he Gets underneath this one into center field as Myers calls for it. Grichuk, a chance to give the Sox the lead again. And the sweeper lands, strike one. That sweeper had a little more tilt on it. Sox looking to answer. Off the end of the bat into center field. We will go to the ninth, tied at 4, the opening game of this series versus the Reds.
What should you do when
Tune in to Picks to Click in the postgame show with Chuck and Ozzy, presented by the Bob Lucasio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. All knotted up at 4. We start this ninth inning. Grant Taylor still on the mound. And Tristan Peters takes over in center field for Doyle. I'd imagine Hector Rodriguez is sure glad that Sean Burke is not in the game anymore.
He's delighted. After 3 strikeouts, all swinging.
Burke generated a season high 20 whiffs tonight. He had his good stuff working to start this game.
Didn't walk anybody, fanned 8, gave up just 3 hits in 7 innings, and will get, unfortunately, a no decision for his efforts.
Ground ball and foul. Fans thought it was an out, but first base umpire Jim Wolf right on the line saying it was a foul ball.
That's one of the reasons why you shade the line in the 9th inning of a tie game. You can live with a ball to your right that goes into right field. You can't live with one to your left.
Two from Taylor. Edgar Carroll immediately fired off a challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It is in there. Strike 3.
Four strikeouts. And with 2 left, you might as well use one here in the 9th, and it turned out to be a good one.
Dane Myers 0 for 3.
Yes, he did. Burke and Pagan. Emilio Pagan has been a guy that has closed a few of these games for the Reds.
Slider fouled away. Strike 2. As Grant Taylor trying to make this an uneventful 9th inning. Ooh, 98 strike three.
Four-seam fastball upstairs and by him. A little tardy on that swing.
A "Let's go White Sox" chant from this capacity crowd as Matt McLain steps in.
This is the guy that started it off with a little infield hit. 3 runs later was a tie game.
How about that spot? Up and in right on the corner. Strike one. As Taylor has been accustomed to throwing 2 innings of work now out of the bullpen.
Sean Newcomb loosening.
Three balls and a strike. As that sinker lands at the knees, it's now full. Here comes the crowd at right field. Looper into left. Grichuk went back, now comes in. Well, that sets the stage for the bottom of the 9th. Do we have a little magic? Come on back with us, tied at 4.
Accidents happen.
It was an outstanding night for Sean Burke. But the Reds came back to tie this game in the 8th. As we move here to the bottom of the 9th, 4 apiece. With Braden Montgomery leading things off here for the White Sox.
Well, it'd be only fitting that the game was started by a Burke and ended by a Burke, as Burke comes in for the Reds in a tie game. Brock Burke on for the 60th time.
Braden Montgomery fouls off that sinker. The rookie 0 for 3 tonight. White Sox starting a stretch of 16 straight games without a day off. What a lift this would be if they could walk it off in the opener against the Reds. Take a look at some scores. The Orioles with a 5-2 lead over the Twins in Minnesota. That game in the bottom of the 8th. As Braden Montgomery goes down swinging, first out here in this bottom of the 9th. Also, the Tigers game is now final. Detroit with a 6-4 win over the Guardians.
Cleveland came back, but not quite far enough.
Looks like the rally version of the Pope hat. Colson Montgomery 0 for 3 tonight. A little out in front of that one.
Wilson thinks he cracked his bat, so he's going to go back and get another one.
Little makeshift magic wands, but anything will work here tonight. There's the rally Popat. White Sox had a 4-0 lead heading into the 5th inning. And this one is grounded foul. Colson Montgomery using his time with 1 out in this 9th inning. Two-two. Right on the black. Out number 2.
Might have had just a piece of it, but you got 2 left. I might have used 1 there.
Edgar Kerr already has 2 walk-offs this season. He has been Mr. Clutch, and already a home run tonight.
Way back in the 2nd inning from the right side, which I believe is his best side, he takes it out.
Watches that fastball low out of the zone. Ball 2. See the frustration. Felt like that was the pitch for him to hit this at bat.
He got a fastball. Couldn't quite square it up.
Two-two. And that one chopped off his leg. Hoping for a walk-off here in Chicago. 2-2. Nice job laying off that pitch. Sam Antonacci waiting on deck. If Edgar Kerr can get on here. Here's the payoff.
Got another fastball that was up in the zone, but fouled it straight back.
Said before he got sent down, it was all about his timing. He was just trying to do a little too much at the plate. Trying to get it locked in here. 3-2. Edgar Carroll in the air to left field. Blade at the warning track, and that's where he will make the catch. Everybody got excited, but we will go to extras here in Chicago.
Stormy.
Next week is a crosstown series brought to you by Jeep. There's only one. Sox head up to the north side to take on the Cubs, and you can catch all 3 games on Chicago Sports Network. Also simulcasting on WCIU The U. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. And Sean Newcomb on for the 44th time. His ERA a fine 2.70. It's going to be McLean with pretty good speed at second base.
McLean flew out to end the ninth, as Michael Tolia will step in for his second at bat of the night. Was a pinch hitter in the 8th inning where he singled and scored. As Newcomb's first pitch, a breaking ball missing inside, ball 1.
Pagan, man who does close for Cincinnati.
Fly ball to right field, as Brady Montgomery getting behind it to get some momentum on this throw to third. Tagging and advancing to third is McLean with 1 out. The speedster Ellie De La Cruz. And the White Sox will bring the infield in. And the air to right center field. This is Peters. As McLean, plenty deep enough for him to tag and score, as the Reds will take their first lead of the night, 5-4 here in the 10th.
That's 2 driven in by De La Cruz, who was held to nothing the first 3 at bats and drove home a run in the 8th and now in the 10th.
Certainly no panic from this White Sox team who has been here before. We're going to have a challenge here from Edgar Caro, ABS, powered by T-Mobile.
Always confirmed.
So the White Sox with 1 challenge remaining. Sal Stewart, the Reds minor league player of the year last season.
A bona fide candidate for rookie of the year this season.
He leads the Reds in home runs, runs batted in, hits, doubles, extra base hits, total bases. He has been an offensive machine. Two outs. The payoff here from Newcomb. Gets the ground ball to Vargas. We will go to the bottom of the 10th. White Sox down 1 with this man, Sam Antonacci, leading things off.
When Panera does.
There's a look at Emilio Pagan on for the 28th time. His ERA of 4 1/4. And here's a 1-run lead.
Edgar Caro, who made the final out in the 9th inning, will be the runner at second to start this bottom of the 10th. As 8-9-1 will come to the plate, starting with Sam Antonacci.
Terry Francona has him in at the corners to try to take away a bunt.
No sign of a bunt there as Antonacci swings through strike one.
Pagan didn't realize that De La Cruz was actually at second base, sneaking behind Caro when that pitch was delivered. There was nobody playing shortstop.
Antonacci's job is to move Caro to third any way that he can. De La Cruz keeping him close at second. Now backs up 0-2. Antonacci gets that bat out a little too early. Antonacci 1 for 3 tonight. The 1-2 pitch. And we will do it again. We have seen this time and time again when he has been a leadoff hitter. So pesky, seeing so many pitches at the plate.
There is a big gap on the left side with De La Cruz playing pretty much up the middle.
Splitter sails outside, ball 2.
There you look at the defense. Tolia on the line at first.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Splitter missing again, showing a lot of patience to watch that one fly by. Acuna in the 9-hole waiting on deck. 3-2.
It's a pretty good battle. Sam keeps following him off.
The payoff pitch to Antonacci. And another one sent to the seats.
That one was right down the middle of the plate. Sam kept the at-bat alive. Rezoban warming up in the pen for the Sox.
10th pitch of the at-bat here to Antonacci. And he will see number 11. Caro at second, as Pagan will wheel around and check on him. th pitch of the at-bat. Wow.
Nice cutter in on his hands, and Sam able to spoil it again.
Antonacci determined to move the runner. Pitch number 12. This is something.
Nice at bat.
Crowd is just loving the effort from Antonacci at the dish. Lucky number 13 here on the way.
This is a classic at bat. 9 foul balls.
Right field has become the place to be in Chicago this summer. 3-2. And he goes down swinging as Pagan lets out a roar.
This was quite a battle, won by Pagan. 4-seam fastball.
So Stevenson will make a slow walk to the mound to talk to his pitcher.
Well, he's going to talk to him about what he's seen so far tonight from Acuna.
Maybe even give his guy a breather on the mound. 13 was it?
14
pitch at bat. Yeah. She's got faith. White Sox looking for another walk-off victory, needing to come from behind here in this 10th inning. One out, Luis Angel Acuna at the plate. They will pop it up. Tolia at first in foul territory. And the White Sox down to their final out of the night.
Tristan Peters, who was inserted in the ballgame defensively, comes in with a chance to drive home the tying run.
We know Peters has a flair for the heroics, already with a walk-off this season. There's a challenge from Peters.
That was a good challenge because that ball missed by plenty.
Good challenge by Peters. As Edgar Kara remains at second with 2 outs now. Peters pops this one up. And there's Ellie De La Cruz taking over. And that's going to do it. White Sox had a 4-0 lead. But the Reds come storming all the way back and will win it 5-4 in 10.
This was a tough one because the Sox had this one, if not locked up, had a pretty good start at it. Sean Burke was magnificent, and at the end Cincinnati came back and they battled to win a 1-run game. So night game tomorrow. Get your rest. We'll see you then.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. We take a look at the updated standings here in the AL Central as the White Sox lead now down to 2.5 games. It is a final. White Sox losing in the opener of this 3-game series 5-4 in 10. For Brooke Fletcher, Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Thanks for spending your Tuesday night with us here on CHSN. Coming up after the break, keep it locked in. White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you in part by Lexus. Experience amazing. Steinhafels, Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Go White Sox.